Now on Sunrise and streaming on CrossroadsToday.com, a suspect is on the run from police after robbing a bank in Victoria. And no one is hurt, but several mobile homes are damaged after a rollover crash on Houston Highway late Wednesday. Plus, Punxsutawney Phil saw his shadow at the Groundhog celebration, meaning 6 more weeks of winter are on the way.
Well, we're looking better around here. No 6 more weeks of winter for us. I'm pretty confident of that. Here in South Texas, sunshine returns, and we're trending toward the warmer temperatures around here. Yay on that. We're going to talk about that coming up.
Sophomore from Victoria West. We hear from her in sports.
You're watching 25 News Now Sunrise. Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Carolina Astrain. Today is the 3rd day of February 2023. The time is now 6:31 on your Friday morning, and today is National Bubblegum Day. All right, I think my favorite has to be the Wrigley's, although in Mexico there is this bubblegum called Boobaloo. It's really good. I think it might have like some sort of like juicy kind of juiciness inside. Let's go ahead and ask Trey. Trey, what is your favorite kind of a bubble gum?
Like a cinnamon gum or like spearmint gum.
Ooh, yeah.
Those are brands that just about all brands have that, but that's kind of like bubble gum I like, of course. 40 degrees on the outside. Good bubble gum chewing morning, I'm thinking. Only winds are 12 miles per hour, and keeping the cool temperatures in place for the time being. Gradually seeing a little bit warmer temperatures as we go through the next couple of days, including today. Nothing on the radar. We're totally clean on the radar scope. No precipitation to be had, and a lot of dry air in the atmosphere. I think it'll be rain-free today. And temperatures near 40 degrees currently, and the wind chills will be well in the 30s throughout the majority of the day. Notice by the time we get to the evening, it'll be even warmer than that. 30s in the overnight, of course. Still a little bit cooler for your day today. Saturday, much warmer yet, with wind chills, wind feel like temperatures in the 60s, mid-60s at that, coming up for the majority of the day, even in the 50s or so by 11 o'clock on Saturday night. And water vapor imagery shows a lot of dry air over the South Texas region. That's what this rust color and this orange-red color represent. It's still hanging on the crossroads, of course, as we keep the rain away. And our temperatures at night, especially with clearing skies, and the temperatures dropping fairly rapidly under the dry conditions, low humidity, of course, and light winds, clear skies, radiation cooling. So we may touch 32 degrees early tomorrow morning, just before sunrise. So keep that in mind. Might be a little bit of frost around the region, especially areas north of Victoria. And high pressure still dominating our weather here. It will do so today, kind of floating around the state over the weekend, moving slowly to the eastward time. That'll open up the Gulf to more moisture content, coming in on southerly winds around the high pressure cell just like this, and getting the stage set for more rainfall around here at some point next week. I'll let you know when a little bit later on. Carolina?
Thank you, Trey. A bank robber is at large this morning. Police say the suspected robber robbed a bank in Victoria yesterday. The suspect was seen leaving the bank on foot. It's a Prosperity Bank location, and the Victoria police say the suspect entered the bank on Zacklands Parkway just after 4 p.m. yesterday and passed a note demanding money. The clerk gave an undisclosed amount of money and the suspect left on foot. VPD officer Lauren Moe says this is an active investigation.
The subject is described as a 5'9" black male, approximately 200 pounds. He was wearing a black hoodie, blue jeans, and tennis shoes. Below, we have a picture of him on our Facebook page, which we will share with Crossroads Today as well.
No one was hurt in the robbery. There's a photo on CrossroadsToday.com of the suspect. Anyone with information, contact Crime Stoppers at 361-572-4200. It took a Wharton County jury 5 hours to find a man guilty of the 2018 murder of a 4-year-old. Now convicted murderer Robert Satterfield is facing life without parole or the death penalty for the murder of Rayshon Baby Ray Hudson Jr., the Brazoria Fax reports. The verdict comes 2 days after Satterfield fired his legal team and chose to represent himself. He called 7 witnesses to the stand and rested his case. Satterfield is waiting to be sentenced at the Wharton County Jail. This is the damage after a car crashed into several mobile homes Wednesday night. The homes are unoccupied. This is actually Palm Harbor Homes in the 1700 block of East Houston Highway. A total of 3 mobile homes were damaged. Victoria police say the driver of a white Camaro was going too fast and hit the center median. The car rolled several times and crashed into the occupied homes. The general manager says this is the second time in 3 years something like this has happened. Because the business constantly moves homes in and out of their lot, they're unable to install a barrier around the homes. The GM says at this point they're going to let the lawyers and insurance agents handle the damage assessment. In Port Lavaca, this video from the Port Lavaca wave of a fire at 129 East Main. The fire broke out late Thursday. No word yet on what caused the fire or if anyone was hurt. Puxatawny Phil saw his shadow Thursday morning as he emerged on Groundhog Day. Thousands of people gathered at Gobbler's Knob as members of Puxatawny Phil's inner circle summoned him from his tree to learn if more winter weather is on the way. The folklore says there will be 6 more weeks of winter if he sees his shadow. There he is looking like Simba. And if he doesn't see his shadow, spring comes early. At the 137th Groundhog Day celebration in the city, Phil saw his shadow, meaning we're looking at 6 more weeks of winter. Records dating back to 1887 report Phil has predicted more winter weather more than 100 times, but organizers say 10 years were lost because no records were kept. A company has recalled 2.6 million pounds of canned meat and poultry due to possible can damage that could cause contents to spoil. The recall primarily affects products sold under the Armour brand, including Armour Vienna sausage and Armour chicken Vienna sausage. They were produced between December 12th and January 13th. Shoppers who have purchased these products are being advised to throw them away or return them to the place of purchase. There are no confirmed reports of adverse reactions or illness due to the consumption of these products. For the first time in nearly 50,000 years, a comet with a greenish glow approached Earth Wednesday night. The comet, known as C-2022-E3, was expected to come within 26.4 million miles of the planet. Comet C-2022-E3 takes its color from a gas that contains diatomic carbon, a molecule made up of 2 fused carbon atoms, and when those molecules are blasted by ultraviolet radiation, they glow green. The comet will pass between the orbits of Mars and Earth over the next couple of nights, traveling at a speed of more than 128,000 miles per hour. All right, get your cell phone and scan this QR code. It's our quick response code to download the Crossroads Today app. You can get breaking news alerts, vote in our viewer poll, get the latest news, weather, and sports, and learn all about our ongoing contests like Lean On Me. And you can also submit those news tips and photos. The time is now 6:38 on your Friday morning. Here's a look at what's coming up on 25 News Now Sunrise. 4 suspects taken into custody after a drug investigation.
The Pentagon is tracking a massive suspected Chinese spy balloon flying over the United States. I'm ABC's Elizabeth Schulze. Why it hasn't been shot down, coming up.
Temperatures are running on the cold side this morning by 7 a.m. We'll be just about where we are now, upper 30s and 40 degrees, and rising fairly rapidly throughout the day. Near 50 degrees or topping that by the afternoon. Take a look at your full forecast coming up.
I'm John Zochik with Prosperity Bank. We can help you realize your family's dream with the Prosperity Mortgage for that new home or to refinance your current home. We're committed to our customers today and into the future. That's our Prosperity Bank promise.
My name is Tanika Bufford, and I am a drug prevention specialist with Midcoast Family Services. Should we be concerned about the fentanyl crisis here in the Golden Crescent region? Absolutely. Fentanyl is a dangerous drug that is 125 times stronger than heroin. It is cheap to manufacture and easy to transport. Sadly, 4 high school youth just up the highway from us died of fentanyl overdose. Anytime you put something into your body that didn't come from a doctor or pharmacy, you are gambling with your life. Period. If you or someone you know is using pills, please seek help immediately. The dangers of fentanyl are real, and it is never too late to get the support that you need. Together, we can make a difference and save lives.
What are you gonna put me on?
The Deadbeat.
Oh my God, you're putting me on obituaries? Don't you come any closer, I will kill you.
I'm already dead. Fun fact, you're the only one that can see me.
No!
Yep.
No!
If you're looking for assistance with an IRA, 401k, or other qualified retirement plans, we can help. I'm Dean Tice, president of Prosperity Trust. You can put your trust in us.
Prosperity Bank, where you find real bankers, not just a bank.
And good morning, everyone. Very dry air over the Crossroads region. That's going to be important today to help bring sunshine back to our forecast today, which I believe pretty strongly that it will. A few high clouds from time to time. Keep the precipitation away for now, and keep the overnight lows coming up tonight. Will be probably colder than it was this morning because of the clearing skies expected tonight. Radiation cooling, dry air, less wind, so temperatures dropping near the freezing mark. And we're zooming on out, we have the dry air in place and pretty much staying that way. Thanks to a high pressure cell that's kind of floating around the state today and over the weekend. As soon as it moves to the east, which it will do by the first part of next week, allow the tropical moisture to be drawn in around the high pressure cell, bringing the humidity back to our region here, giving us some rain chances coming up by your Tuesday, Wednesday time frame as another front gets closer to us. So the rain chances will be back. We still do need the rain around here, even though we've had some rain over the weekend and this past week. We'll get some more rain coming up next week. What days though? I'll just let you know that later on in the full forecast to come before we go this half hour. Carolina?
Thank you, Trey. Injuries affect all athletes, and the Pepsi Athlete of the Week had to come back from a hamstring injury. Our sports team, Gina Perez and Zach Brown, has more.
At Crossroads, the Pepsi Athlete of the Week is from Victoria West, and she scored 3 goals in their victory. Sports reporter Zach Brown has the latest.
Soccer season has been a success so far for the Victoria West girls, and one of the leaders of this team is sophomore Abby Adcock. But before this success, she had quite the setback and one of the worst injuries for an athlete. She tore her hamstring, and that put quite the stress on her, but she learned a lot about herself.
It was very hard. It was really hard to start sprinting again. I was very scared. Coming back from that, I think it made me a more aggressive player and a more skilled player on the ball too, because at first it was just go, 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 but now I'm able to take touches and move around people easier. So
she scores a lot, but one thing she wants to get better at is getting more assists for her teammates. Her and her team share a special connection, and they helped push her to coming back to the field even when she had doubt.
Some of the things that drove me was how much my teammates wanted to play with me, because at first I was just like, I didn't even want to play, but I just see how much they enjoyed playing with me and they wanted to see me thrive on the field with them. So that encouraged me and pushed me a lot to be able to actually want to play.
She calls her teammates a big family with fantastic chemistry, and after they leave the field together, she ices her hammies and watches film to see what she can do better. And that's a difficult task because against Corpus Christi King, the sophomore had a hat trick in the 7-1 victory, making the tough 4-month recovery worth her effort. She also shines on a club team where they made it to nationals and regionals. Even though she has had nothing but success, her one true focus is making her team better.
I want to be able to work with my teammates really well, and I want to be able to become a good captain that they can rely on.
The star sophomore had 3 goals in one game and leads her team with 34 steals, showing how great she is on both sides of the ball. And those numbers are why Abby Adcock is your Pepsi Athlete of the Week.
Thanks, Zach. That's your 25 Sports Now.
All right, we invite you to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, and on your cell phone, just search Crossroads Today Plus. In a striking development, the Pentagon is monitoring a massive spy balloon suspected to be from China that is now hovering over the northern part of the U.S. Leaders tell ABC News President Biden has decided against shooting the balloon down for now, but is keeping all options open.
Amid heightened tensions with China, the Pentagon is tracking a suspected Chinese spy balloon flying over the U.S. High above Montana, images show the balloon the U.S. officials say is unmanned, the size of 3 buses with a technology base suspended below it.
Once the balloon was detected, the U.S. government acted immediately to protect against the collection of sensitive information.
A senior defense official says the U.S. has been monitoring the balloon for a couple of days and that it contains limited value for collecting intelligence. The Pentagon adding the balloon is flying above commercial airspace and poses no present military or physical threat to people on the ground. But Montana is home to several nuclear missile silos.
There are intercontinental ballistic missiles, the Minuteman III, that have silos right here in the United States.
U.S. officials tell ABC News President Biden was briefed on the situation and asked for, quote, military options, later agreeing with the recommendation of military leaders and deciding against shooting down the balloon for now because of risks to civilians.
At first, I thought it was a star.
The sighting comes just days before Secretary of State Antony Blinken is set to travel to Beijing, the first visit of a U.S. Secretary of State to China in more than 4 years.
They want the Americans to see that they do have the capabilities to put sensitive military collection devices like these over the continental United States.
Overnight, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy calling for a meeting of top congressional leaders, calling out China's brazen disregard for U.S. sovereignty. Now, Beijing has not denied that the balloon came from China. In a new statement, the Chinese Foreign Ministry says they're looking into the reports, adding they have no intention of violating another country's airspace. Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News, Washington.
What should be done about the spy balloon hovering around the U.S.? Let's take a look. Okay. 88% of you, that's more than all of our half hours this morning, say shoot it down. Okay, and 12% of you say get more info. We want to hear from you. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote. You can also scan the QR code right there on your screen to take part. 4 suspects were taken into custody Monday after a drug investigation. It started during a traffic stop in the 1200 block of La Valliere Street in Victoria. 30-year-old Desmond Sweet was taken into custody. Authorities say he had marijuana and THC wax. Then at a traffic stop in the 1200 block of Nueces Drive, 17-year-old Jewel Garner and 42-year-old Derek Acano were taken into custody. They too had marijuana and THC wax. The arrest led to a search of a house in the 1800 block of Avondale. 24-year-old Jaslyn Campos was arrested and accused of having marijuana, mushrooms, and more than $10,000 in cash. Coming up, don't go anywhere, we learn about the upcoming Cupid Hustle.
News Center 25 at 6 and 10 is also heard on KVNN 1340 AM, Victoria's News Network.
Looking for dinner made easy? Move over meal prep and make way for pre-chopped and pre-portioned ingredients. Hit the road hard to follow recipes and say hello to easy breezy meals. Peace out, pile of dishes, and welcome easy cleanup. Well, hello there, Home Chef. Home Chef oven-ready meals. Pre-chopped and pre-portioned recipes without the prep or mess. Get 16 free meals when you sign up at homechef.com. Home Chef. Delicious meat simple.
Now, with so much on the line, more Americans are turning to David Muir and ABC's World News Tonight than any other newscast across all of television.
In this morning's GMA First Look, courtroom showdown as the state argues to show jury evidence of Alec Murdaugh's alleged financial crimes.
They need to understand really what this man was hiding, and the pressures of that are important for the jury to understand why this man might do that.
And how murdering Maggie Murdaugh and murdering Paul Murdaugh eased his financial stress, it didn't.
Alec's best friend, Chris Wilson, seen in a green shirt hugging him in this birthday video just weeks before the murder, says he was shocked to learn Alec had been stealing.
You get a call from Lico asking about those fees and saying that Alec had been stealing money, right?
Yes, sir.
That hit you like a thunderbolt?
It knocked me down.
He admitted to you he had been stealing client money?
Yes, sir.
And coming up at 7 a.m., legal expert Dan Abrams weighs in live. With your GMA First Look, I'm Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
Type 2 diabetes?
Discover the Ozempic Trizone. In my Ozempic Trizone, I lowered my A1C, CV risk, and lost some weight.
In studies, the majority of people reached an A1C under 7 and maintained it. Ozempic lowers the risk of major cardiovascular events, such as stroke, heart attack, or death, in adults also with known heart disease. And you may lose weight. Adults lost up to 14 pounds. Ozempic isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. Don't share needles or pens or reuse needles. Don't take Ozempic if you or your family ever had medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2 or if allergic to it. Stop Ozempic and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, or an allergic reaction. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Gallbladder problems may occur. Tell your provider about vision problems or changes. Taking Ozempic with sulfonylurea or insulin may increase low blood sugar risk. Side effects like nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea may lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems.
Ask your healthcare provider about the Ozempic Trizone.
You may pay as little as $25.
Good morning. Trey Mining here. Happy Friday. Temperature starting off in the upper 30s and near 40 degrees, and we'll be pretty much at that same level through the 9 a.m. hour. And then by 11 o'clock, we begin to get more sunshine in the atmosphere, warming us up a little bit, 42 degrees. Topping that by 11 o'clock, 12 noon, about 45 degrees or so. Maybe getting in the low to mid 50s by the afternoon time, be our daytime high today. Sunny skies mixed with some cloud cover from time to time. There'll be some high clouds moving on through. No precipitation with these clouds at all, keeping it on the dry side. And increasingly warmer, kind of a slow process, but it's gradually getting warmer each day. 56 degrees. For example, today we'll be in the 50s. We were in the 40s yesterday, 30s the day before that. So you see how the trend is going. Sunny skies, cool, northerly winds. Overnight lows tonight, because of dry conditions and the clear skies, may get down to 32 degrees, touching freezing by the just before sunrise hour. 63 degrees for your day is Saturday, though warmer yet. Continuing with that, 70s by Sunday, rain chance by Tuesday and Wednesday of next week.
I'm now joined by Justin, Gabby, and April with Victoria Pam Health here to talk to us about an upcoming event called the Cupid Hustle. Welcome to Sunrise.
Thank you.
So, April, we'll start with you. Talk to us about when and where this event is.
Sure. So we have the Cupid Hustle, the 5K run. It's coming up February 11th. We have the registration's going to open at 8:30 that morning. It's at our Pam North location, 102 Medical Drive. We will start with the kids 1K walk run at 9 o'clock, and then we'll go right into the men and women's division, the 5K.
Wow, and Gabby, who can we expect to see there?
So Complete 360 will be giving out shaker cups. We have Rock's Gym that's going to be giving out supplement samples. We have Bethany Senior Living doing a hot cocoa booth. And then we have tacos that are being sponsored by Centerwell Home Health and All Pro Paint and Body.
Ooh, tacos sound delicious. And so does hot cocoa. And Justin, why does Pam Health do what they do? They're so involved in the community. Y'all raised a record amount of funds for the Heart Walk last year. Tell us all about that.
Yes, so the AHA's mission and value closely aligns with our own at Pam Health. You know, they serve the community. They promote living healthier, longer lives for the community. And just being a part of that is important. And it's something that Pam Health is committed to.
Wow, well, thank y'all so much for everything y'all do. I can't wait to see y'all out at the Cupid Hustle. That's going to be on Saturday, February the 11th. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you.
All right, and coming up, don't go anywhere. News to know before you go.
Now more than ever, it's important to find new ways to boost your physical and emotional health. The Crossroads Heart and Stroke Walk is a great way to stay socially connected while making an impact in your community and saving lives. Join the American Heart Association at 8 a.m. Saturday, February 4th at Victoria College UHV campus to get heart walking for yourself and others. Go to crossroadsheartwalk.org to register. See you February 4th.
Sponsored in part by the Victoria Television Group.
My name is Adarius McCormick, and I want you to know about my new segment, Homemade with Adarius. I will interview amazing people and showcase intriguing places that may be new to you in the Crossroads. Want to show off something homemade? Email us at homemade@victoriatelevision.com. See my new segment on Crossroads Today YouTube channel and Crossroads Today Plus. You do not want to miss this.
There have been ups and downs over the last couple of years, but we persevered and kept moving forward.
And it has been awesome to see our community staying strong and working together when we need each other.
We want to encourage you to keep strong, but also know that when life puts you in a difficult situation, our law firm is here to help.
We are proud Texans who have each other's back.
So from all of us here at Cole, Easley, and Skiba, we want to express our deep gratitude to our community and encourage you all to stay strong.
I called to say hello. He told me he had a girlfriend. He didn't say who.
It could save you breath and save you time. He doesn't make any money.
Former friends and lovers crossed paths again.
What's more ridiculous is that the two of you were fighting over him.
Then she drove by their home.
I hear a big boom, and a brick came through, and it shattered my window, and the brick hit me in the face.
Well, did you see who threw the brick?
Next, Judge Judy.
And now it's time for today's question of the day. February 3rd, known as the day that music died. For what reason? All right, Trey, we got a lot of guesses. Brian, Suki, Shannon, Christopher, let's see, Leticia, Jennifer, Melanie, and Yolanda all guessing the plane crash which killed Buddy Holly, Richie Valens, and Big Bopper J.P. Richardson.
There you go. Thanks everyone for chiming in. Appreciate that. And yes, they're correct. It was the plane crash, the day the music died in the state in 1959. That plane crash occurred in Iowa. They were on tour up there, and it took the lives of Buddy Holly, the Big Bopper, and Richie Valens. Buddy Holly from Lubbock, Texas, and the Big Bopper, J.P. Richardson, from Beaumont, Texas. So there you go. So there's a Texas on there. And Richie, of course, great movie La Bamba. Stay tuned for your Monday for another great question of the day to get your money, get your mind and your money going for your Monday.
We continue to follow the story as day 7 of the search continues for a man missing after a boating crash near Port O'Connor last Friday night. The man is identified as Hunter Hadley. Family members say the company Multibeam is coming from Port Aransas this Saturday to help search. Hadley's boat hit a large barge, causing one man to be sent to the hospital, but Hadley is still missing. The Salvation Army of Victoria plans to open its main office at 1302 North Lewis Street as a cold weather shelter. The Salvation Army of Victoria opens its cold weather shelter when temperatures drop below 40 degrees. Commanding Officer Captain Kenny Jones says they are getting 8 people in the shelter per night this week. Two police officers in Missouri were hospitalized after they were shot Thursday night. Authorities say they were pulling a car over, wanted in connection with a robbery when they were shot. The suspect in the vehicle was taken into custody. He had a gunshot wound to his ankle, but it is unclear who shot him. The officers were taken to a local hospital, but there is no word on how serious their injuries are. The Biden administration task force reunited 400 families separated under Trump. Most of the parents were deported while their children remained in the U.S., and now the parents can come to the U.S. and live and work legally for 3 years. More than 5,000 families were separated under Trump's 2018 zero-tolerance policy. Lawyers for the families have advocated for legal permanent status on behalf of separated families, but so far the Biden administration has not agreed to that provision. Prior to the task force, more than 2,000 families, either on their own or with the help of lawyers, were reunited. 148 children are in the process of being reunited with their families, and advocates estimate over 1,000 remain separated. We want to invite you to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV or cell phone through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, and go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and get a final check of our forecast. Trey, sunnier days coming our way?
Sunnier days coming our way. Clouds still around, but mostly going away. So we'll see a good sunny sky today. Mixed with some cloud cover, 56 degrees. Warmer temperatures, notice that go through each and every day. Sunny skies, the partly cloudy skies once again. And overnight lows, because of clear skies expected, dropping down to 32 degrees, maybe touching freezing just before sunrise hour. Maybe a little frost out there possible. Early tomorrow morning, that is. 63 degrees for your day on Saturday. Weekend looking nice and fabulous. And we're headed toward more rain chances coming in for Tuesday and Wednesday next month. Not looking for any freezing conditions or any real cold conditions at that time, so we don't have to worry about any possibility of frozen precipitation with that system on the next week time frame. But in the meantime, let's enjoy the nice weather. Pretty calm weather at that. Cool temperatures to mild temperatures, sunny skies, lasting through the weekend, and again, a little bit cooler for your day on Thursday next week. Lows in the morning time near freezing and increasing the lows as we go through the time period over the weekend and the next week. Make it a great weekend today. Enjoy the good weather, and of course, have a great and safe weekend. We'll see you on Monday. Carolina?
All right, Trey, thank you, and thank you for joining us. Don't forget, at 8 o'clock at the Victoria College campus, it's the Crossroads Heart and Stroke Walk, and our very own Karina Garcia will be the mistress of ceremonies. Come to crossroadstoday.com for more local news, weather, and join us tonight for 25 News Now at 5, 6, and 10.